Hello and welcome to Bevo's Tech Pack episode number 40. Today we are doing some Botania. Now at the end of last episode I hinted we'd be doing something with enchanting and Botania and stuff. And I've actually gone ahead and I should have everything I need already for me. Basically what we're going to be doing, we're going to be looking at learning to use Botania for enchanting. You can do some pretty neat stuff with it, including enchant using mana as your main source of fuel / you pay for the mana, whatever, but you keep your books and stuff, so you can keep reusing the same set of books. The main thing is it'll have a fairly high mana cost. I think we can work with that. Before we can actually tackle this though, I believe that it would probably be a good idea to improve my mana generation standpoint. If you notice, I picked up all the flowers. Right now I had been using some day blooms and one or two of the the endoflames and the entropinium. And while I love the entropinium, it is not terribly fast, and the TNT is pretty fun to use really, but it's not something I could just set and forget. There are ways to automate it, but it's not worth it to me when there is a much simpler way to automate this using the Thermalily. Now I actually have a ton of these things made up. I've made 8 of them. And I also want to try something else, but to do that I need to find out where I left my dirt. Because I thought I had my dirt on me. Oh, there it is. Okay. I made extras. That's a change. Alright. So what we want to do in here, I don't know if this will actually work. I do want to find out though. Which of these do I have a lot of? Let's go with these. Now for what I want to do, we can't really use any more than 8. So I believe if you combine these things with glowstone, you get the glimmering. Then you combine the glimmering with pasture seeds and dirt, you get the floating orange flower. And I think you can combine these with the thermalilies. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so now we have 8 floating thermalilies. The reason I have the floating variant is because I can actually put a lava block next to these guys, and it doesn't destroy the plant. If you have the other version, it will literally just roll over the plant, destroy it, and eat it. So we don't want to do that. We're just going to go ahead and put them in a little square like this. We'll worry about filling it in a little bit later. Okay, there goes Tank. Here goes not facing me. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, go Tank, drain. And we need to get that right there so the lava doesn't flow anywhere. Alright, if we go ahead and give this a right click. Oh, perfect. Now I'm not sure if all of these will actually be able to snap up the source blocks as it goes through. Hopefully it will though. Alright, and we are going to go ahead and put a mana spreader right on top of this thing. So we have our little thermalily array. There we go. The block that I'm using to actually put the lava in the world is a drain out of the, I think it's a pressure pipes mod. Yeah, this is the fluid drain from pressure pipes. It's actually fairly cheap to make. It is some iron bars, some cactus green iron, and then a pressure system interface, PSI. That's yeah, very funny. It's fairly cheap, and it's actually really useful. I was originally going to be using the floodgate out of Buildcraft. It does not let you eject upwards though, so this is the only one that I found that does. And I gotta tell you, it was a really good solution. It was really easy to use. I only had to put the tank right below the drain, told it to eject. Easy to use, super fun. Completely shiny. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and set up the mana enchanter right over here. We're just doing it over here just to make sure that it's out of the way and it has enough space. Let's see if I can try to get this without looking in the book. I believe one goes here. Two. That looks about right. And then from here we go over 2. and then we make a series of T's that come to a central point. Yeah, this is looking good. We're going to leave dirt in the center here because we're going to put flowers there. We're also going to be putting obsidian in the very central point too. I just want to make sure this is spaced right. Even though I have the atomic disassembler, it is still a pain in the butt removing obsidian. I tend to hold the button down too long and end up tearing up way more than I want to. Alright, so that looks good. Let's see, I believe flower. And we're going to come over 1, 2, bam. And I think this might actually be it. If this is it, I'm going to be so happy. So right in the center here, we put down the lapis block, and we just need to give it a whack with a wand of the forest. Success! Alright, that did work, and that worked quite well. So what this thing does, this will let us use our enchanted books that we have here. So we have a Sharpness 5 book that I made, and a Looting 3. Just for the record, it cost me 40 levels to make the Looting 3 book, and the Sharpness 5 was, I think, about 28 or so. So we're looking at just about 70 levels just for the book. And then the cost to enchant an item with them one at a time in an anvil would be very, very high. Needless to say, it's not terribly practical. This gives us a much better option, since we can just go ahead and take an unenchanted item, and it has to be unenchanted, and put it on top of the Mana Enchanter, throw down the books on the ground, and if we... Oh, you know, I'm actually getting ahead of myself. There's one last thing I needed to do. To power this, you can use a Mana Spreader to like point at it and get it to go that way, or you can use sparks. It's much quicker to use sparks. So we're just going to put that on there. And this thing is now accepting mana from the spark over on this mana pool right here. So we should be doing good. Alright. So we have our sword there. It's ready to go. We're going to drop the books. And we're going to click this with a right click with the wand of the forest. Alright, so that's good. Oh, perfect. I gotta tell you, I really do like the way this looks. This is pretty awesome. This, however, is going to take a ton of mana. I'm not sure if I actually have enough in that pool. So we might have to find a way to supplement that. Okay, no, it looks like it took about half of what we had in there. Alright, so that is done. We got our books back. If we go ahead and do a right click there, well, I think that was a shift right click, we now have a Sharpness 5, Looting 3, Etheric Sword. That is absolutely fantastic. I think this is like my favorite way to enchant stuff using a magic or a magic type mod. That's absolutely awesome. Alright, so I tell you what, let's go get the stuff we need to make the Jaded Amaranthus. So we need some bone meal. We need a fishing rod. Of course I don't have any. I do have string in here though, so we're good on that. And we need sticks. We have sugarcane up here. That's more than I need. Let's see, it was sugarcane, bone meal. Let's get a fishing rod. Okay, fishing rod, and I need some iron for some mana steel. Alright, so 1, 2, I missed, there we go. There's one other thing I'm missing, isn't there? I need some living rock to actually finish this off. Living rock. There we go. I keep forgetting the hotkey to go ahead and pull one item off of there. Alright, so this should go by fairly quickly. I wonder if you can use the sparks on the runic altar. I have no idea. My little thermal lily array over here seems to be doing pretty good though. Alright, so this is about ready, so we go ahead and toss that on. Give it a whack. Alright, so we have the Runes of Water. We have also... Get over here. See, Rune of Water, Rune of Fire. Let's go ahead and look this back up again. Usage. Shaped, Shapeless, Petal Apothecary. Runic Altar, there we go. So we need wheat and 3 saplings. I assume it's 3 of any saplings, at least I hope so. Luckily we have a ton of wheat. I also have no more excuses not to make some thatch blocks. And sapling. We also have a ton of saplings. We're up to 48,000 spruce saplings. That seems a little excessive. Just a little bit. Alright, and we still... No, we still need a little bit more of the living rock. There we go. So 1, 2... Got 3 of those, the wheat. And if I mouse over with the wand, does it show what it's going to craft? Yeah, there we go. Okay. So tossed on the rock and give it a go. So we got our Rune of Spring here. So the Rune of Spring, what's this? Terra Firma Rod. Alright, so this is what we want, the Jaded Amaranthus. We need purple mana petals, we need a mystical lime, mystical purple, mystical green, and a redstone root. And the redstone root's actually really easy. It is grass and redstone. Grass. Oh, I'm so glad that I put that wireless thing so I can access my ME system from up here. Makes it so much easier. Let's go ahead and give this a quick little crafty. Okay, so we got the redstone root. And we should have the flowers we need in our bag here. We need green. We need a purple. And was it, Oh no, don't tell me it was, where's the recipe again? Lime. I don't want to take those because if I take those, it's going to reset the little thing we have over there. I thought I had additional ones, however. Let's see if we can search the ME system. Let's see if I can type. That'd be fantastic. Yeah, we got them. We are good. Alright. Now, I believe I need to make the green into mana petals. Okay, purple mana, mystical lime, mystical purple. Okay, so no I don't. I need to make these into mana. Alright, and I need to get another purple flower. Alright, so this is set up ready to go. Let's go purple, purple, and then 1 lime, 1 purple, 1 green, a root, and a Rune of Spring, and I believe a seed is all that I need to cap this off. Do we have any seeds? Oh, boy, do we have seeds. Alright, and a barley seed should be all we need. Alright, so we got a Jaded Amaranthus. Let's go ahead and just put that down right here for now. Oh, check that out. It's awesome. I think I might actually want to move it, though, because this is in a bad spot. Oh, wow, this is crazy. Stop that. Alright. The main reason I don't want to do this over here is I don't want to mess up the flowers I have underneath this enchanter, so I think what we'll do is we'll take it across the other side here. So let's put this guy over here. This looks like a good spot. Right there. And I think maybe a Drum of the Wild. Alright, so we get Horn of the Wild, which then goes like this, and we need leather. Ooh, we barely have enough leather. Alright, so we now have the Drum of the Wild. Bunga bunga bungo. Alright, so that's good. And you know what? Let's just go for the trifecta here of using Botania. What does it take to make a Hopper Hawk? Alright, so Mystical Gray, Gray Mana, Light Gray, Gray Mana, Rune of Air, and a Redstone Root. This is a String, Feather, Carpet, so we can do that. Alright, I already got that on me. I need a feather. We have feathers. For now, let's go ahead and just dump this in the ME system. We won't be needing that for the moment. Oh, I should have kept the gray. Alright, that's okay. Don't need the marble. Don't need the dirt, don't need the sticks. Alright. So we'll need a light gray and a dark gray. Well, a regular gray. Yeah, dark gray. Called black. I also need a carpet, which we don't have. We have wool. Okay, we have the wool. Let's go ahead and just make a carpet. Is it 2 of them or 3 of them? I think 3 makes a slab and 2 makes a carpet. Let's see. Yeah, that's carpet and that's slab. Alright, and the last thing we need is a little bit of iron. How are you doing? You're making a pretty good recovery on that. I definitely can't enchant all of that stuff in one sitting, but it's definitely doable, which is good. Alright, so we have that. We need the feather, the string, and the carpet, which was not going to fit. Carpet, feather, string. Whack. Alright, and of course, living rock. I really do like now that it shows you the little progress thing whenever you're looking at the altar or the, it's very, very nice. I mean, none of this stuff takes a terribly long time anyway, but still, it's nice. Alright, so we have that. We need to take the, let's see, Mystical Gray, Mystical Light. We're going to throw 1 of each of these into here. Alright, so that's good. Let's pull up the book again. And we need another redstone root. Grass. So we got 1 of those. And 1 of these guys. And while we're at it, we also need a bucket, because I don't believe I have one. Actually, I tell you what, Rod of the Seas. I forgot about this thing. Do I have a mana tablet or a mana band? No, but what we can do is we can actually fill it up. Just get a little bit of juice in here. These don't take much. Alright, so there we go. I want you to fill the tablet. That's enough for now. So the reason I made this thing is because I can just go ahead and right-click the altar here and fill it up. Oh, and let's go ahead and craft the redstone root. Before I forget. So root, rune, gray, gray, gray. Inventory tweaks. I would like an episode to go by without you tripping me up. There we go, and a hopper hawk. And the only thing we'll need to go with this is going to be a chest, which I know we have a ton of. Let's take the silver chest. Silver chest. And I believe that I can actually just go ahead and put this thing like right there and it should be fine. Alright, so up next, let's see. If I do mana spreader, if I do like a burst like up over and stuff, it's not going to actually be too terribly effective. It will lose a bit of energy, I believe. I really do want to know what the range of the sparks are. Okay, let's go ahead and make another mana pool. Oh hey, I had mana steel. Oops, didn't need to make it. Living. Okay, so we get a diluted. The diluted probably wouldn't be an issue because we're just using this as a relay. I'm not crafting with it. What we're going to do, we're going to put it right up top here. Right up top here. There we go. And then we're going to... Dun, dun, dun. You know, there's no way around it. We need a spark. Let's go ahead and go hit up our... Oh no, we can't hit the mob spawners. I never set up the blazes. Is there any spot where I'd have blaze powder? Twilight Forest. I should have some of the Twilight. Alright, so the Twilight Forest was a bust for actual blaze powder. I thought I could have sworn I had more, but apparently I don't. So what we're going to end up doing is just using these mana spreaders. They do work. They are a little teeny bit lossy, but that's okay, I suppose. Let's go ahead and just put this guy right here, see if this works. So we're going to orient him to right. Let's see, where's he at? I guess we'll put it right here. And orient him to the pool. Yeah, the problem is that guy's not getting any mana, so it does need to be lower. So we'll put it right here. No? Me no working? Alright, I think you're not wanting to work because you have no line of sight. Okay, so let's go up a... Come on. There we go. There we go. And then basically from here we are going to put down a mana spreader and point it right here at the Is that going to work? I don't think you can use a diluted pool for that, can you? So let's go ahead and kickstart this. We're going to go ahead and put it to accepting from items, and we have 2 tablets to drop in here. That may also be blocked by blocks. Okay, let's go ahead and pick this up real quick. We'll put it on top of the torch. That should be a good spot. So just right there. No? Okay. My general knowledge of Botania leaves a lot to be desired, so I mean, this can't be the most efficient way to do this. Alright, so let's move that. Move. Oh! You saw nothing. There was a hole there to begin with. We do not know what just happened. Let's see if it works from here. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Alright, so this is a little bit better. Oh, no, I want to take it off. Blue tinted. I thought you shift right click. Okay, there we go. So now I just have my Mana Blaster here. The reason I have the Mana Blaster is I just want to show how this works, because I need to do a little bit more work on this. But right now, that drum right there is not doing anything, because it takes a Mana Burst to activate. The way that you would do this is you could have, say, a redstone Mana Spreader set up with a timer or something, whatever, and have it so that every now and then you just pulse it, which will cause it to break everything around it, which then gets sucked up by the Hopper Hawk. Fantastic. So I think what I'm going to do is we're going to go ahead and move this Mana Pool just a little tiny bit. So this is pretty good where it is, though we do need to make a redstone Mana Spreader. Let's see if this has a really funky recipe. I think it's just the living wood with redstone in it. No. It's not a Mana Petal. It's a... Okay, so that gets me the Mana Spreader. I need the redstone Mana Spreader. Lexicon. Mana Spreader. So it's just a Mana Spreader with redstone dust. Okay. Who would have thought it would be that simple? Alright, so we got Mana Spreader. We have redstone, and the only other thing that we need now is a timer. The only timers we have access to are the ones from Project Red, which are not really too terribly expensive. They are, however, a little bit in the way of annoying to make, since they do take the circuit plates. I think I have accidentally made a ton of those, though. Oh, yeah. So we'll take some of those. We need redstone, which we got. And we also need some torches. I think we need some smooth stone. And maybe some sticks. There we go. Holy cow, look at that. That's crazy. That's awesome, but that's crazy. Oh, that's fantastic. That is absolutely fantastic. Alright, so for now what we're going to do, we're going to move this Mana Pool. Here it is. We're going to put it right here, which should still be good. We just need to reorientate the... Yeah, we're still good. We're going to poke a little hole right here. And down here just for it being able to work. Alright. See, redstone spreader. We need the timer. Alright, so for the timer, I am going to need the 2 circuit plates we got. This is just redstone dust, and this is... yeah, I didn't think that would work. Okay, so that should be enough for that. 2, 3. And I believe we need something like... no. Pointer. Okay, so that... oh, no, we also need an anode. Cathode. Alright. Totally don't know the names of the components. I think I have these reversed. I do. Okay. There we go, timer. And what we will need out of here is a screwdriver, which we don't have. We need the Project Red one, which is blue dye and iron. So lapis, 1, 2. Iron, 1, 2, 3. Okay, for now let's just get rid of that, get rid of this, get rid of the sticks. We don't need any of this other stuff at the moment. Or the dirt, or the watering cans. Get rid of you all. Oh, beep, I just put the lapis away. That was not my smartest move. No. Yes. Hey, give me lapis. Alright, so dye. Okay, there we go. This is just crazy. Holy cow. Okay, so we're going to put this down right here. We're going to... okay, now we're going to give this a fairly good amount of time in between pulses. Let's see how long we can actually get this to go. So right now we're at 20 seconds. So that's 2 minutes right there. Tell you what, let's leave it at 2 minutes. Okay, so every 2 minutes it'll send a pulse out. And I think the only other thing that we really need to do is we need to lock it so that if this thing is completely full, that it doesn't actually pull anything else out. And I think to do that, well, actually, you know what? I don't know if you can run a comparator off of an iron chest. What's it take to make one of these comparators? Alright, so the cathode, some of the conductive plates. Do we have one in here? No. Plate. Redstone. We'll need the torches for something else. And quartz. Quartz we now have in abundance. Alright, so we need 3 of these. We need 1 of those. Quartz and plate. No, that's totally wrong. Comparator. We need 1 more, that's why. Alright, so here's a test. Can you draw a signal off of this chest here? Does not look like it. Can I draw a signal off of a vanilla chest? Because if I can do it with a vanilla chest, we'll use a vanilla chest. It's unfortunate, but it's going to save me a headache. Okay. Let's use a real tool. So yes, I can draw one off of a real chest. Alright. basically what we want to do is if this thing is completely full, we want to lock the timer so it stops doing the burst. Alright, so for now, let's just break this. Let's go underground. Alright, what mode? Yeah, that looks right? That looks good. Don't want to do too crazy here because I need to be able to actually, red alloy. Alright, so we'll put a piece here just so we have a place for it to climb down. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. If I can break... okay. I was going to say, if I could break the dirt. Oh, you got put in the chest. Right, Hopperhawk. Alright, so we're going to come down, around, over, around and up. Alright, so right now that's actually enough to stop it, which is not what we want to do. We want to pause it only when it's full, which means we need to get a little action in on here to tell it to compare a signal. Will you do that? You will do that. Okay, now the only problem with this is I don't want these things to cross. Can I do that? I can. Fantastic. And we'll just come over here. So what I actually want it to do is I want it to compare to a redstone torch, and it should only... which mode do I need this thing in? I think that mode? I think that's right. Okay, that looks right. So what should happen when this thing is completely full, that means that the signal coming in on the side here is going to be the same as the signal coming in from the chest. It will actually lock the timer, so it'll stop spitting stuff on the ground, so that's good. We only just need to fix this hole with some nice eco-friendly dirt. There we go, dirt. You know, we should probably fix the floor too. Well, I say the floor, it's actually the ceiling. Let's fix the ceiling. Where did we miss a chest? It's in the chest. There we go. And just put a piece of dirt away. And we're good. So this should be nice and compactly, smartly automated. Alright, so I call this pretty successful. What we have right now is the little flower generation system set up. We are using the vanilla chest just because that is the one that I can get a comparator signal off of. You do not need to do that. I mean, really, you could just let it run. The main thing that I want to avoid is I don't want to have items clogging up the ground if there's no place for them to go, so I just don't want stuff floating around. That could be bad. In theory, what's going to happen is right around the time that this chest gets full, it's going to send a signal that will stop the timer from progressing any further. And as long as that signal is driven high, it's not going to go anywhere. So, I mean, it might break once, but it's only going to do it once. So we're not going to have too terribly much to worry about. We're just talking right now. I want to see this thing in action, make sure it does work. We've done pretty good today for Botania. We got our thermal lily array set up. It's doing good. We've done some enchanting with mana, which was really, really awesome. Really expensive, but really awesome. And we have now set up the auto generation of mystical flowers, which is also pretty freaking awesome. I know I can think of a much better word than awesome, but oh, there we go. That's cool. That's nice. All right, let's go ahead and get to the right view. Thank you. We want to pull everything out of here that is not a flower. There we go. There we go. And just for the heck of it, let's give it a good old shot from our Mana Blaster. Oh, I love that so much. That's awesome. I think this is pretty neat. This is nice. It's also going to be it for today, though. So it's getting a little bit late here, and I've took far too long to get this episode put together than I would have liked. I want to go ahead and thank you for watching this episode of Bevo's Tech Pack. If you have any questions or comments, I'd appreciate it if you'd leave a comment in the messages below. And I will see you next time. Until then, have a good night. And have a good day, or have a good whatever it is. Week? Yeah, have a good week.